Going well.
I'm fantastic at this, right?
It's just going to make editing more complicated, isn't it?
No, it probably will. But that's my job to worry about. You don't need to worry about that.
I need to stop worrying about other people's problems.
Drumbeg Studio Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to Drumbeg Studio Podcast with myself, Michael Lumby. In this week's show, we're going to be chatting to special guest, acting student Nadine Klink. We will also have music from Alicia, Deanna, and Conall Adams. But this is my latest single, which came out on the 13th of September, Ordinary Guy.
In the wrong mirror, cause I don't have my own reflection. Take the special label off of me, cause I don't need the affection. You can try and save the things that will help me win my life. Broken wings won't help me reach the heights so I can fly. Take me to the highest mountain peak. Roll me across the wide and deepest green. Won't take long till I'm full with aggression. Let me have the time to ask these questions. What's the superpower? What's the star sign? What's the special line that'll make you mine? I'll be fighting hard against the crumbling walls of time. I've got nothing good, I'm just an ordinary guy. Yeah, I've got nothing good, I'm just an ordinary guy. Just an ordinary guy.
There you go. That's my latest single, Ordinary Guy, and you can find that on all digital media platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music, and all that sort of stuff. We also put a video up on YouTube. You can find that. We released that on the same day, on the 13th of September. Now, it is time to find out this week's special guest. This week's special guest is acting student Nadine Klink. Nadine, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi.
I hope you're well.
I am. Thank you.
Yeah,
Good too.
I'm very well, thank you. So I want to start by looking at your background and tell me where you came from and what life was like growing up.
I come from Germany, near Dortmund.
Mm-hmm.
I'm born in Gütersloh. Some people may know it. Life growing up was good. I have a twin sister, so I always had someone to play with.
Mm-hmm.
At school, I got involved in musical theatre.
Nice.
That's one of my fondest memories from my childhood.
Wow. Hope that's not going back too far. So, as a youngster, what did you dream of becoming? Was there possibly the dream influenced by things that you were seeing around you when you were young?
Mm. From a very, very early age, I was a Christina Aguilera fan, and I wanted to be a singer like her.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was your voice back then?
Oh. It was okay, but I mean, I was singing English songs with a very thick German accent because I was just singing it the way that I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
So you'd be playing it in the background. I can just imagine you sort of miming along to it.
Oh, I was not miming.
Were you not? Were you belting it out, were you?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You wanted to become a singer? Wow, that's incredible.
I think in my yearbook from high school, so I wasn't even that young, I put that my ultimate goal, I think I was 15 or 16, my ultimate goal would be to be a touring singer who occasionally plays in really cool films.
Wow. That's some dream. The detail that you have in that is incredible. I mean, I don't want to go too deep into this, but when you were thinking of touring, were you thinking of the world?
Yeah.
Of course.
Like my own tour bus and everything.
With your name on the side.
Oh,
and
yeah, in the picture too.
oh my God. What could have happened? This could have been incredible. Well, it could still be. There's plenty of time. Life is still young.
I'm not going to be a singer.
Oh well. You know, everyone's driving to their own tune, and you can be what you want to be. And you can have your dreams. So we've heard about you growing up in Germany. But funnily enough, we're not doing this interview in Germany. We're here in Dundee. So my next question for you is, what made you move not just to Scotland but settle here in Dundee?
So a very good friend of mine is studying here. So I was looking at my options in the same city. And I found Dundee and Angus College, and that they do acting and performance. However, I was applying to universities to study architecture first. I applied to 5 universities across Scotland, Scotland in particular, because they cover tuition fees.
Yes.
Very exciting reason. Plus, Scotland is beautiful. So I had already lived in England for 2 years, so now I felt like I could move on and see a little bit more of Great Britain. I didn't get into any of the architecture courses, even though I went to the open days, and it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't meant to be, if you can talk about
Obviously
meaning to be.
Yeah,
Pardon?
obviously it wasn't meant to be, no.
And then I applied for one single acting course to one single college, and I got accepted.
Here in Dundee?
Yeah. And I heard very good things about Dundee being a very student-friendly city, the sunny city of Scotland even. So I thought, I just felt that it was the right place to be.
We're going to be catching up with Nadine later on in the show, but now it's time for some more music. This is Alicia Deanna with her latest single, Nothing Magic.
This world that I can fly, there's nothing
Wow, wasn't that just incredible? That was Alicia Deanna with her debut single, Nothing Magic, which came out on all digital media platforms this year on the 29th of July. You can find the full song on Spotify. Alicia Deanna is a singer-songwriter from Edinburgh and Perthshire. Her music is most known for its 3-part octave vocal harmonies. I just want to say, Alicia, many thanks for letting me play that song on my show. All the best with your future gigs and everything else that you've got coming up. You can catch all her latest events and gigs that she's going to be playing at on her Facebook page. Now, we turn back to our special guest, acting student Nadine Klink. Based on the performing stuff that you did at high school, what made you decide to take that performing aspect to a more professional level?
So, applying for architecture was my idea of taking my life into my hands and going a respectable route.
Okay.
Not getting into that, I thought to myself, I know what I love to do, but I haven't really thought of it in a serious way because, you know, chances are you're not going to make it. But what's stopping me from just studying it anyway? It doesn't mean that, you know, I necessarily am convinced that this is going to be it for me for the rest of my life.
No, exactly.
Having gotten rejected from universities for architecture, I thought, I'll just try. And I got in, and ever since then I've been taking it seriously.
That's what you should be doing.
Yeah.
That's really what you should be doing, because I mean, it's interesting what you said there. I mean, you can have the idea, but you might think that most people don't get it. But if you have that drive in you, you can do it.
It's about
Anyone
the drive,
can do it. If you've got the drive in it, you can have the idea, and then you can sit and mope about it.
Exactly.
If you get up and actually do it, then
you're doing it.
You're doing it. You're doing it, yeah. How else can you say that apart from you're doing it? So, Nadine,
Michael,
getting the chance to work here in a friendly environment like the Rep must be, well, it is amazing. Not just, it must be, it is amazing.
Oh.
And did the love of studying acting make you have that final drive that you wanted to come here because you could watch people on stage and feel inspired by them?
Oh, you know, I moved here and I was looking for a job desperately. When I handed in my CV to the Rep, I had no hope whatsoever that I would get this job. I didn't hear back from any other place other than the Rep.
Did you not?
To hear me for an interview, to invite me for an interview. Nobody. And I applied to many places because, like I said, I was desperate.
You were.
Came for the interview, and then I got the email that they would like to have me as a team member. And that was very, 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 very... That was a very good day.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's yes, it's a very good job.
It is.
It's I think for any inspiring, not just actor, but just anyone who wants to become some form of performer, and they want to progress and they want to develop the skill of performing, I think to be able to see people professionally doing it.
Yeah, being in the environment itself, it's like I'm surrounding myself with theatre, whether I'm at college or, you know, at work. After like outside of college, it makes like theatre like just such a big part of my life.
It does, yeah.
It makes it feel more natural. It's just a part of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I travel so far, but I still got a long way to go. But there's been crashes and traffic jams along this windy road, and I just need a little patience in my mind, and I just need to work hard and take my time. But right now to first place. But it's a marathon, not a sprint, to win this race. And I need to keep running to get to first place. But it's a marathon, not a sprint, to win this race. To win this race. To win this race. To win this race. To win this race.
Wow, it's Conall Adams here on Drumbeg Studio Podcast with The Race. That song came out last year on a self-titled EP, which he released on all digital media platforms. Conall Adams is a singer-songwriter and has a love for acoustic music. All the best, mate, with your future. Many thanks for letting me play that song on my show. Now we turn back to our special guest, acting student Nadine Klink, for the final time today. You're currently studying acting and performance here at Dundee and Angus College. Are there plans to fulfill that dream of becoming an actor once you have graduated?
Naturally.
Naturally,
So,
yes.
Yeah. So at the end of August, I'm starting my final year at the college.
Mm-hmm.
And if that all goes well, I'm probably going to audition for the RCS.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to set my hopes up too high. I'm basically applying out of principle. So right now I've got a bit of a break. HNC is finished. I've got some time before HND starts. I'm currently trying to come up with like a 5-year sort of plan. It doesn't have to be a 5-year plan. I just want to generally have an idea of what my other options are. I'm really into art, so I'd like to develop that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I would also love it if magically I found out what else I'm good at that I could most definitely make a career out of.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't occurred to me yet, so I'm open for suggestions.
Well, try new things and see what you're good at, see what you're bad at.
A new thing.
Yeah, just try something new. Just sort of wake up one day and say, right, I don't know, I'm going to try and become a tennis player or a sports player.
That's ambitious too. I'm not saying I don't want to be ambitious, but I want to be I'm going to say realistic, but yeah, I want to be realistic.
Realistic dreams.
Yeah.
I could probably write a song about that, but we won't.
Breaks into song.
Well, that's fine. I mean, as you said, you need to have sort of a plan of what the road looks like ahead for you.
Yeah.
You can't sort of build the blocks up and say, we'll get to it when we get to it sort of idea. You want to have not a destination, but a few ideas of where you could branch off to, which is good. And that concludes our talk, I have to say, very nicely. Thanks very much for giving me your time to speak.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. It's been really good. I hope you've enjoyed yourself.
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what we want. A good yes at the end. Well, there you go. A big thank you to Nadine Klink for giving me the time to get that amazing interview done. That was just fantastic. Many thanks, Nadine. All the best with your studies this year and the future, and we'll be hoping to keep an eye out for this name in the acting world, hopefully in the future. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Join me next time for my next special guest and yet again some more fantastic music. Until then, see you next time.